Hey everyone, it's been a crazy time lately, especially for those working in NDIS. It just seems to never end, does it? We went through from this change from grant funding through to invoicing. It's been a big change in your process and your business over the last year. Then all of a sudden now with the health crisis that we're going through, having to, I suppose, recalibrate and make sure that we're not going to run out of cash, that you can still deliver the services that you've been delivered through the lockdown process. And it just keeps going. But I suppose what I wanted to highlight is that with working with some NDIS providers at the moment, there is a silver lining other than the government subsidies and stuff that's coming out, but there are other opportunities that are presenting themselves during this time. One of those is the fact that people are appreciating the value that NDIS providers are doing at the moment. So I suppose the level of respect or importance that's being placed on NDIS providers has actually increased in this time where there is a health crisis, where there's a lot more people who were already vulnerable who are in more need now than they have ever been before. So one of the opportunities that are presenting themselves at the moment is the ability for practices to change, or the way that you're operating to change very rapidly, and for there to be an acceptance of the industry in terms of being able to make those changes. So for example, telepractice, which has been something that some people have been trying to work with, is now becoming very quickly the norm. Something that's been tried to be implemented over 10 years or more in terms of the industry has effectively happened overnight. So that's created a massive opportunity to change the way that services are delivered, and both in terms of being delivered effectively and creating value for those who are out there who may have been restricted in receiving these services before. So that change and the change that we're in allows a lot of opportunity to make improvements that sometimes we're restricted because of a feeling that we had to keep doing the things the way we'd always doing them. And the flow-on effect of that is also in terms of, in this change that we've had to make in terms of becoming more billing focused rather than grant funded, there's been a need for finance and operations to work better together, and they've always felt like they're in separate camps or in separate boats. Now with this massive amount of change in organizations, everyone's in this together. So what I've been seeing is that where there've been silos or us and them in organizations, because of the need that's been presented by society, everyone's working together much better. So that actually presents an opportunity to try and tackle some of the longer standing problems that have been in an organization in terms of processes not working effectively, and actually tackle these now and change them now, because at this point in time, everyone is open to new things because they see a greater need and they want to make sure things are done. People are more open to that suggestion, so change can happen a lot quicker. It's taking advantage of that and making sure the change is done in a way that is a step forward and not just, I suppose, making a change for change's sake. So it's about seizing the moment and making these changes before the mold sets, and that you start getting back into, well, this is how things work, and change becomes harder, which won't be long. I would suggest that's probably 1 to 2 months away. We'll start going, well, this is how we now operate in this environment, and things will start to set, and then change will start becoming harder again. The other opportunity that's out there for NDIS providers is, NDIS providers focus on those, obviously, the disability, but those people are people who have a need, and they are vulnerable quite often. What the health crisis has caused now is that those people that weren't disabled are definitely isolated, more vulnerable than they've ever been before, and there hasn't necessarily been an infrastructure in place to provide the services to those people. The people who are working in NDIS effectively are already providing these services, so there's an opportunity for those who focus on NDIS to actually expand their services to provide service to those without a disability, so who aren't covered by NDIS, but who have a vulnerability because of the current situation and need that service. So it's not about profiteering, it's not about taking advantage of the situation, it's about more people now being in need, you having the expertise to deliver those services, and having a process where you can bill them for that service. So your business structure is there, all you need to be able to deliver that potentially is some more staff. Well, again, there's a lot of people who are losing their jobs at the moment who would be quite open to potentially some retraining. Obviously, it's not going to be the services that require specific qualifications, but in terms of visiting the vulnerable, of delivering food, being part of the process to deliver that service, there are definitely those out there with the skills who have lost their jobs who would be incredibly grateful for an opportunity to move into an industry where they can help with the current problems we're all facing. So I think with the NDIS, it is every day there's more challenges, and I mean, that's par for the course. But I think at the moment, not only is there challenges, but there's still opportunities for those working in this space. And I think we should keep our minds open to these opportunities and what they might be able to present, and effectively be able to create more value for society as a whole. So that's a quick update from me in terms of NDIS and how that's being affected at the moment. Please feel free to subscribe. There's a whole raft of videos on NDIS and helping you improve your processes, as well as other accounting related information. And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. It's Justin Hogg from RightSource.